So where did it all go wrong on the Europa League final? United, Wednesday night, 2 days ago, playing Spurs. Should have been an easy win. Two bottom end clubs united with former glory. And Spurs, who've always found it difficult for many years to win anything. And sometimes the butt of jokes, but it was a very strange match. It was a very boring match. And a lot of things went wrong. A lot of things were wrong. So, for example, it was great. The start was good. You know, Alex Ferguson was there overseeing things. He was, he comes to most of the matches. This was an important one. He was there in his suit, but I always think he casts a long shadow over the green bays when he's around. It's always momentous. So starts off well, and United. It seemed as if they didn't have any go in them, any power, any ability to run forward, pass forward. So-called press. That's the word of the decade, isn't it? In football, press. There was no press. There was just passing backward. Harry Maguire, sometimes used now as a makeshift centre forward. He virtually did nothing. Højlund, unfortunately, again one of Ten Hag's oversight buys. He was, with respect, he was virtually useless. I mean, he's just not a good player at all. Højlund, Rasmus, he's not for this league. Plus the fact that no one passes to him anymore, if they even ever did, because they know that when they pass to him, he's not going to do anything with it. He doesn't hold the ball up to wait for people. He doesn't. He can't score. Very rarely he scores. If it's a tap in, he can do it. But anyone could. So Rasmus' weakness there. Casemiro, people say his legs have gone. He was great when he was a European player. He's Champions League winner, and he's not what he used to be. So that's the midfield. Strike force of one striker, Højlund. Xerxes was out, and when he came in, he was no good. Mount, who now wears the fabled number 7 shirt. This is a shirt being worn by all the greats, Cantona, Beckham, Ronaldo, Robson. Not sure if Van Nistelrooy wore it. All these great players, George Best, all wore the number 7 shirt. And we're all worthy of it. Now they've got Mason Mount in it. He's just no good. He's invisible. Who gave him number 7? So he's like supposed to be some kind of pressing centre forward or forward midfield or whatever you want to call it, false 9. It just did nothing. He doesn't do anything on the wings. He doesn't do anything in front. It's just, I don't know. And so then when Onana, he's a liability. Every time the ball goes near Onana, you suck your breath in as if this is not going to end well, because we know he's going to drop the ball or palm it in. So that means a weak front, a weak back, and a weak midfield. I mean, what have you got? What have you got left? And then they had Luke Shaw on as well the other day. I mean, Luke Shaw, he was dreadful. In fact, none of the other people who comment on YouTube have said it, but Luke Shaw scored the goal. The only goal that Spurs got was scored by Luke Shaw. He chested the ball into the net, and Onana nearly got his hand to it. I think he might have touched it and then palmed it in, but the goal wasn't scored by anyone from Tottenham. It was scored by Luke Shaw. It came off Luke Shaw and into the net. It was an own goal. So that's how good Luke Shaw is. I mean, anyone can make a mistake, and Luke's been great for England when he's played sometimes, but he's not been great for 2 years. He's hardly played. So that's another massive weakness. Really, really massive weakness. And so, for some reason, Amorim decided to play Luke Shaw and Mason Mount instead of Garnacho. And as Garnacho said in the recent tweets, and his brother said, he's played all year, he's helped this, he's helped that, and then he got neglected on the final. They didn't play him. Now, if he's fallen out with Amorim, that's fine, but you shouldn't make personal choices like that because you don't happen to like someone, or you've had a bit of a tiff. You've got to do what's good for the team. So he didn't play Luke Shaw. It's just unbelievable. Sorry, he didn't play Garnacho. He played Luke Shaw instead. It's just unbelievable that anyone would do that. And so Garnacho now spat his dummy out. He's probably going to be transferred. Our captain, Bruno Fernandes, probably also going to be transferred or sold. Same with Garnacho. They'll both go because all the good ones will go, and we won't be able to attract new players now in the derisory position in which we find ourselves. So now no one mentions the manager really in view of all this, but the truth is, it's the manager has to make the right decisions, and they were all the wrong decisions. I mean, I used to bleat if Alex Ferguson would bring on Phil Neville or something at the wrong time, or even play Phil Neville. But I mean, he was part of a fantastic team. If you think of that team of 25, 26 years ago, the 97, 98, 99 team. And then even after that, they went on, didn't they, to Rooney, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy. I mean, Jesus, it's a completely different era, of course, but I don't know, the last 12, 13 years have been absolutely horrendous. And when I knew all Ten Hag's decisions were wrong and his buys were wrong, he destroyed the team and the club. But when Amorim came in, he talks a good game, he talks a lot, talks a good game, means well, probably a nice guy. Everybody's a nice guy, like Roy Keane said. But when he came in, I thought, oh, maybe there's hope. But there was no hope. Amorim's making as many bad decisions as anyone else. You might as well have Steve Howson doing the management. Try someone new. He's running that team called Paddock, isn't he? And is it Macclesfield or something? Just a little non-league team. Might as well put him in. Everyone seems to know what's best with football, don't they? Everyone seems to, I'd have done this, I'd have done that. And I'm kind of one of them as well. But really, that Europa League final was probably as bad as you can get. And that means now we've got no Champions League football, no Europa League football, possible relegation next year, no ability to attract great players because we need 2 strikers at least. You think about the days in the late 90s, we had 4 strikers. We had Solskjaer, Sheringham, Cole, York. Jesus, there isn't one person anywhere near United who could touch those 4 guys. Just really, really rock bottom. Everything's wrong with the club. The management, the owners, just everything. The whole thing is wrong. And anyway, I thought I'd mention it because, you get these other people commenting. They're all, oh yeah, Amorim this and that. He's no good. He's not good enough for the job. You might as well just give me a call, give me a do at it, I can be paid £3 million a year. Go and make loads of mistakes. Statistically, look at all the matches that Amorim's lost now. I think he came in December or January. He's lost nearly every match. Jesus, Now that's a combination of bad players, so he's inherited Ten Hag's bad players, and his own bad mistakes, So just put anyone in for the job, Anyone can do that. Roy Keane, he'd be great. He can go around shouting at everybody. Jesus Christ, something needs to change. And I'll see you all soon. See you after the match on Sunday with Aston Villa. I mean, God knows that's the last one of the season. God knows what that's going to be like. It could be really. Aston Villa might play their B team. They might play the C team or the under 15s or something to give us a chance. But if they play a good squad, Aston Villa, because they're going for points as well, and we might end up in 17th, which is just one step above relegation. And Aston Villa, it could be 7-0. It could be one of those Liverpool whitewashes. We'll see. See you all soon.